dark, disturbing ghost stories. Enter, if you dare, the labyrinthine halls of the Winchester Mystery House. But before we step into this eerie tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more spine-chilling stories from Vale of Dark Whispers. Now, let's descend into the shadows. The Winchester Mystery House, 1884 to 1922, California, USA. Enter, if you dare, the labyrinthine halls of the Winchester Mystery House. A mansion born from tragedy, grief, and perhaps something far more sinister. It all began in 1881 when Sarah Winchester, the widow of William Watt Winchester, heir to the Winchester repeating arms fortune, lost her infant daughter to marasmus, a wasting disease that left her hollow. Just a few years later, her husband succumbed to tuberculosis, leaving Sarah alone with an inheritance of $20 million and a relentless grief that gnawed at her soul. But it wasn't just sorrow that haunted Sarah. Legend whispers that Sarah visited a medium, desperate for answers. The spiritualist, shrouded in shadow, told her that the spirits of those slain by Winchester rifles sought vengeance. The only way to appease them: move west and build. Build without end. Construct a home for the restless dead, a mansion that would never be finished, to confuse and trap the vengeful souls that followed her. So, Sarah traveled to San Jose, California, and purchased an unfinished farmhouse. What followed was nearly 4 decades of continuous construction. Day and night, the sounds of hammers and saws echoed through the air as workers built staircases that led to nowhere, doors that opened into walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. Rooms appeared and disappeared like specters, hallways twisted like the labyrinth of a fever dream. Sarah never used blueprints. Instead, she claimed to receive instructions from the spirits themselves during midnight seances held in the house's infamous Sans room. Only Sarah knew which key unlocked its door, and only she knew the spirit's demands. Witnesses claimed to hear her speaking in strange tongues, her voice rising and falling as if in conversation with unseen entities. When the sessions ended, she would emerge pale and trembling, clutching hastily scribbled notes that dictated the next bizarre addition to the mansion. The house grew into a sprawling architectural nightmare. 24,000 square feet, 160 rooms, 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, 47 stairways, and countless secret passages. The number 13 appeared obsessively: 13 panes of glass, 13 steps on staircases, 13 bathrooms. It was as if Sarah was weaving the number into the very bones of the house, a talisman against the spirit's wrath. But did it work? Visitors and workers alike spoke of ghostly figures glimpsed in the corners of their eyes, cold drafts in sealed rooms, and disembodied footsteps echoing through empty halls. Some claimed to hear whispers, voices from beyond calling out to Sarah or warning others to leave. There were reports of shadowy apparitions drifting through the corridors, their faces twisted in eternal agony. Doors would slam shut on their own, and chandeliers would sway as if pushed by invisible hands. The scent of phantom roses would sometimes fill the air, followed by a chilling cold that seeped into the bones. One worker recounted seeing a spectral figure standing at the end of a hallway, its hollow eyes locked onto his. When he blinked, the figure vanished only to reappear behind him, whispering his name in a voice that was not of this world. Another visitor described hearing the distant sound of a piano playing, though the house had no functioning instruments. When they followed the melody, they found an empty room, save for a single chair that rocked slowly back and forth as if recently vacated. Some claimed to see Sarah herself, wandering the halls in a dark mourning dress, her veil obscuring her face. They said she would pause at certain rooms, her head tilted as if listening to whispers from beyond, before disappearing into the shadows. Others spoke of a malevolent presence in the Blue Room, where Sarah reportedly conducted her most intense seances. Visitors felt an oppressive weight pressing down on their chests, as if unseen hands were trying to squeeze the very breath from their lungs. But it wasn't just the house's visitors who felt the chill of the supernatural. Even seasoned workers, hardened by years of labor, reported strange encounters. One carpenter claimed he saw his own reflection move independently in a dusty mirror, its eyes glinting with a malice that was not his own. Another spoke of hearing his name whispered in the dead of night, the voice curling around him like smoke, though no one else was near. There were also tales of the Shadow Man, a dark figure said to haunt the basement, a place Sarah herself reportedly avoided. Descriptions of this entity varied. Some said he was tall and featureless, a silhouette against the flickering lantern light, while others claimed he had glowing red eyes and a grin that stretched impossibly wide. Tools would vanish, only to reappear in odd, impossible places, and cold, skeletal fingers would brush against the skin of anyone brave enough to descend into the basement alone. Sarah Winchester lived in this bizarre mansion until her death in 1922. Construction ceased the very day she passed away, as if the house itself knew its mistress was gone. But the spirits, they may never have left. To this day, the Winchester Mystery House stands as a monument to grief, guilt, and the supernatural. Some say it's merely the eccentric creation of a grieving widow. Others insist it's a prison for the restless dead. It's maybe this, and there are dark exhalations too. His body was never found. So very wrong. These the landladies are away. If you ever find yourself on us, you might hear the whispers to another than we knew. You might even have seen, because in the Winchester there's something all the soul around, and some should never have been built. Thank you for stepping into the shadows with us.